Hey guys, and welcome to another First Impressions video, the video game series in which we look at a recently released game and I give you my first thoughts and impressions on it. Today we're looking at Brigandine, The Legend of Runersia. This is a wartime RTS which has pretty much everything. It's got drama, it's got history, it's got conflict, it's got everything you would expect from a Japanese-born war-torn RTS. There is a hell of a lot to unpack with this game, so I'll do my very best. There is real-time action strategy, there is preparation stages, there is attack stages, there's invasion stages, there is massively long cutscenes, and everything in between. As always, we'll look at the options first, and then we'll jump straight into it, and I will go through as much as I can in an ordered and structurally mannered way. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump straight into it. Alright, the options then. Now, the game does have subtitles, and those subtitles will be in English, but to the best of my knowledge, the audio, the voice acting is in Japanese only. So if you're not a fan of reading, you're not going to really want to be going into this game too much, because there is a lot of storytelling. There is a lot of dialogue in this game. Audio settings, it does start you at around 70% or volume 7. It doesn't start you at max, which is nice. Your subtitles, you can have auto scroll on or off if you want. You've got subtitle speed at normal. You can skip through all of the dialogue as well if you want, using either N or just clicking your mouse to skip through each of the scenes, which is nice. Your graphics, now this is where it goes a little bit upsetting in my opinion. First of all, the first time I boot this up, it started in Windows 720, and when I hit on graphics, I got a blank screen and had to restart the game, so just be aware of that as well. And then you only get to go to graphics preset. There's nothing else that you can change. Now, to be fair, it is an RTS, it is a top-down RTS, and the only real sort of graphics you see on screen are the artistic storyboards, if you like. So I kind of understand why there isn't a huge amount of customization here, but an FPS counter or something would be nice, just to give us a bit more customization for optimization sake. You've got your controls, although honestly everything is on the screen. What's interesting is you can switch between controller and keyboard to see each of those, which is nice. But again, with it being an RTS, you can pretty much do everything you want with your mouse. No, don't save those settings. And then your license agreement. So that's your options. Not terrible. Could do with a few more things being added. Let's jump into the game and see what it's all about. Alright then, once you've gone through the sheer mammoth amount of dialogue to get to the gameplay mode, you'll be presented with this screen. This shows you the banners of each of your strongholds, so you can tell what faction you are with or what faction you're from. Each of them have like a different ability, and the idea is to take over it all. It's your typical wartime RTS. Now, you start in the organization stage, which is what we're in right now, and here you can look at each of your troops. You can summon more monsters. You can check out the equipment that you may or may not have been able to salvage from quests. You can move if you so desire, so you can move troops from like areas at the back to areas at the front, so that you can fortify them in case people try to invade you in the next phase. You can pretty much do anything you want. You can check out the battlefield, so you can see the next sort of area that's likely to come at you. There is a lot you can do, and there's a lot of information to take in. Now, the problem is that unfortunately the game doesn't do an amazingly good job of explaining it. It gives you a choice to go through like a tutorial sort of area, but if the problem with that is the way it's written, you hit no because you think, oh, I don't want to skip that, but that actually skips it. You want to hit yes, you want to hit confirm. Now, you can go in and like read through a lot of the tutorial, but it doesn't really explain it all that great. So the game is very overwhelming. There's a lot here, there's a lot to unpack, and if you don't know what's going on or what's happening or where it's going and stuff, you can get very overwhelmed very quickly. Now, you've got combat power of each of these areas here, which shows you what you're going to need in order to beat them. The problem is that when you go into the actual RTS mode, which I'll show you later, it again doesn't make it very clear how you can send more than just one unit in, whereas the AI automatically does. So, for example, look, we've got 6 knights and 24 monsters here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it from here to this one so that we can then, in the attack phase, take everybody here and maybe go after here and take it on. So we're going to move all the troops. We're going to select all troops and we're going to confirm and we're going to move it to here. Like so. You do have to double click and it's a bit finicky with actually moving the troops and stuff like that, which is a bit annoying. So now what we're going to do is on here we're going to summon all of your monsters. Now you get a number amount of mana each turn, and it's the mana that is used in order to summon these troops. As you can see, it takes 100 here, 140 for this one, or 210 for one of the big wyverns. I can't remember where you can see how much mana you've got left, but it will tell you here when you try to summon it how much it's going to take and how much you're going to be left with. It would be nice if it had like a total mana on this screen, but it is what it is. You'll just have to go. And then once you've done that, you end your phase and you go into the attacking phase where you can then sort of go on the offensive and either try and take up different territories, or you will be able to see after the end phase of the attack and the invasion what quests you've come and what sort of gear you get as a result. So we're just going to summon all of these wonderful monsters into this area to get that going and bolster us up a bit more. Okay, so once you've done all that, I don't think there's anything else I want to move. Can I move these here as well? No. So you can only summon monsters. You can't... It looks like you're not able to move the monsters, which is a bit of a shame. But once you've done that, you will then end the phase. Now, it will constantly come up with a warning letting you know. But then you'll go into the attack phase. And once you go into the attack phase, you can then move all of your troops that have moved from here. And we can go and attack. Now, as you can see, we've got a total combat power now of 15,000. Up from around 2,000. Whereas Norbas here only has a combat power of 7,000. So we should, in theory, be able to go here. And we should, if I can remember how, attack. There you go. And we will select all troops. Interesting. So, if you have moved your troops in the previous turn, you then can't send all of your troops to attack. Interesting. So, I guess what we'll do then is just end the phase and let invasions happen. Yeah, so nobody. So if nobody else attacks on the other side, like, I will say that so far from what I've seen, the AI seems very chill. They're not the aggressors, right? We are being the aggressors in this. So now if I organize here a bit more, we should have got refresh with mana a little bit each turn. And we can go in again. Unicorns are healers, which is nice. Send these in. And then we should be able to end phase. And then we should be able to attack with all of them. There you go. And you can choose where you want to go from here. Now we're going to go and attack Norbas. And end phase. So it's very much turn-based. It's very interesting, but now we're going to hopefully be able to go and see some combat. So as you can see, we've got the attacker here. We've got your defender. It shows your current CP, our current CP, and all the troops that we've got going in. And then from here, it goes into a more typical RTS. So we're going to... I should be able to deploy all of them. Yes. Okay, so we've got 3 lots. They've only got the 2, which puts us at a massive advantage. And then it's your typical grid-based RTS where you will go in and you will have different abilities that do different things. And the idea is to try and beat the enemy down. And again, with everything in this game, there is a lot of dialogue. There is a lot of text and voiceover to go through. So you're going to have to be prepared for that. But again, you can skip it all just by hitting N, which you're probably going to want to do if you just want to sit and play the game. The game is very slow paced as a result. Now, if you're getting into it and you've read it all and you want some decent lore, this is going to be a great game for you. If you just want a RTS that you can go in and just kill stuff, you're probably going to get a little bit frustrated by it because of how much text there actually is. And it's a bit of a shame as a result. Like, I've got nothing against lore in games. I just feel like certain games it's better suited for than others. And I don't think the RTSs like this really do suit that, you know? It doesn't really suit that thing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to advance. We're going to move forward. What would be nice as well is if I could multiple select units, right? If I could just select all A or all B and move them, but it doesn't seem like that is something I can do, which is a bit of a shame. So it's, again, going to take a lot of time. And you've got to double click everything, or at least try to make it so you can move. And again, it's just a pacing issue. But one good thing is you can just go auto mode, which kind of takes the fun out of it a little bit. But you can just hit it auto mode and let it do everything for you. So I guess it depends what you really want out of a game. It seems a bit silly to have an RTS and then not actually use any of your own strategy. But again, for the movement stages at least, I can see it saving some time instead of you having to actively move everything around. So I'm a bit conflicted, I think is the right word. I want to like this game, but I feel like the pacing lets it down. I feel like it is very convoluted. I feel like there is so much to take in. There's so much information for you to kind of digest. And in the end, it ruins the experience, right? I 100% appreciate the amount of time that's gone into this game. I appreciate the message they're trying to do. I love the fact that it does have so much lore. The artwork is fantastic. But as a game, I feel like it is just too slow of a burner for you to really get into it and enjoy it. And if on a game like this, you just go auto to kind of get through all the fluff, then that is fundamentally a problem with the game itself. But let me know in those comments down below, guys, what you think. Let me know if this is going to be a game for you, whether you've got the time that is really going to be required to jump into this or not. And I will see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.